Not many people remember the Blue River Valley in Summit County, Colorado. It was a beautiful place where three streams converged near the old town of Dillon. In the last century, many people came to this valley so they could pursue their love of fishing. The Blue River is formed by the confluence of three mountain streams, the Upper Blue, the Snake, and the 10-Mile rivers. It flows north for 38 miles where it joins the Colorado River. In the 1960s, this beautiful valley of the three rivers became Dillon Reservoir with the construction of the Dillon Dam. This created an interesting side benefit for newly incorporated Silverthorne, Colorado. Summit County Commissioner Bill Wallace explains.
It's amazing how the actually fish food was created that formed in the dam and actually then moved down the Blue River. And fishermen just discovered that the Blue River below the dam was just a mecca for trout fishing.
The Blue River is one of 12 gold medal fishing streams in Colorado. Its close proximity to Denver makes this a popular fishing destination. Anglers also take advantage of the river's easy highway access. But the Blue River has its problems. The wide, shallow river was not created for low regulated flows. The same nutrient-rich water from the bottom of the reservoir is also unnaturally cold. This situation has been monitored by the Division of Wildlife's regional manager, Tom Kroening.
In many cases, the cold water combined with being on a shallow area makes it tough for fish. And it makes it tough for them from the standpoint of reproduction, from the standpoint of being able to hide from other fish, being able to hide from anglers, and just be able to get the oxygen and the things that they need.
The Blue River needed help. Heavy angling pressure was pushing the fish to their limits, and the local economy would suffer if the river lost its gold medal status. Doing anything to the river involved coordinating many public and private organizations. Fortunately, the Building Bridges project was created to do just that. It was initiated in part by Northwest Colorado Council of Governments' Gary Severson.
The Building Bridges project was actually a vision of Northwest Colorado Council of Governments and the White River National Forest. And the whole objective of the Building Bridges project is to get multiple jurisdictions working together across jurisdictional boundaries. Historically, in the past, when you have federal, state, county, and municipal jurisdictions working together, they run into each other a lot. And so what we tried to do here in the 9 months that preceded this project was to really devise a common vision for what it would look like when we were finished.
The town of Silverthorne took the lead by presenting Building Bridges with its first challenge, the Blue River Restoration Project. The master plan for the Blue River is outlined by Silverthorne Town Manager Kevin Batchelder.
This Blue River Restoration Project is just a small piece of the site-specific project that the town of Silverthorne is coordinating. We have 11 objectives that go all the way from the Dillon Dam downstream to Green Mountain Reservoir. Some of those objectives include river access for kayakers and boaters. It includes pedestrian access. It includes water quality and water quantity issues. So we have a lot of work ahead of us now that we've done this first phase of the project.
The Blue River Restoration Project now had a common direction, but still required funding. Renovating the first segment of the river was estimated to cost almost $250,000. The Blue's largest landowner is the White River National Forest. It manages almost 70% of Summit County, Colorado, so it has a large interest in the health of the Blue River. The forest supervisor is Martha Ketelle.
Well, a project like this has a lot of benefits to the public, but any national forest is not funded to do a project like this every year. So in this case, the National Forest Foundation is concentrating on funding projects in central Colorado. And we were very fortunate that the Forest Foundation funded this project. It was a matching project, so the local group had to turn around and raise almost $100,000 to match the National Forest Foundation funds, which they did in a very short period of time, which enabled us to actually get this work done on the ground this summer.
The river had to be reshaped. The consensus for the design was for a natural-looking river and not a landscaped one like a previous effort. Experts in river restoration were hired to make this wide and shallow stretch of river sustainable as a gold medal fishing destination. The town of Silverthorne supplied project management, as well as crews and equipment. The project was engineered by Ecological Resource Management's Thompson.
If you replicate a natural stream and use the riffle, pool, glide sequences, you're really providing the natural habitat for the fish. And you can do that in a way that looks a lot less landscaped or manicured than some of the other techniques, the stair-stepped. Prior to the project, there were a couple of very good holes, places that held fish, but under low flows, what happened is there really were only a very limited number of places where people would fish, so those would get very high pressure. Not as good of a fishing experience when you're fishing shoulder to shoulder with someone else, and also not as good for the fish. It really is a couple guys out directing the backhoe and helping them just move the rock around. We didn't import any rocks. All the rock that's in the channel now that you see is just what was here. We just used the native material to try to make the project look as natural as possible.
The Blue River Restoration Project took only 9 months from inception to completion. The quick success came from the wealth of support from individuals and organizations throughout the county. Trout Unlimited played a large role in coordinating the public and private partnership. It also brought a lot of energy and enthusiasm to the effort. The president of the GORE Range chapter is Andy Gentry.
People ask me all the time, how'd the river turn out? And I think overall, if you compare where it was before to where it is today, there's a dramatic difference. We were able to improve the habitat dramatically, and I think in the long run you'll see a dramatic difference in the productivity of the river and how many fish are actually going to be able to be caught in the river.
One of the more frequent visitors to this stretch of river is local businessman and fishing guide Trapper Rudd.
Literally within hours after some of the holes were constructed, you would find fish in them, which is wonderful. And it was done in such a way that it kind of made it a natural habitat, and the fishing's greatly improved.
Look at that beautiful orange slash, the signature mark of a cutthroat trout. Let's get this guy back in the water here. There he goes.
The Blue River Restoration Project was made possible by grants and donations from the following groups and 84 individuals.